evening, Canada. We have come with a brand new episode of Voice of Canada. Your host, Asphandiar Wadiwalla, my charming co host, Patricia Pollack. We have a dynamic guest speaker today who is a very well known personality over here in GTHA. He's none other than Mr. Irfan Malik Babaji.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for
Welcome,
inviting
welcome
me.
to our show.
It's my honor, sir. It's my honor.
Our Voice of Canada is hosted and produced by Awaz TV Entertainment, and we show every week Saturday 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So welcome to our show. It's an honor to have you in our show.
It's my honor to have.
Go ahead.
So I am your female co-host this evening, and my name is Patricia Pollack for the Voice of Canada, along with Asphandiar. I too welcome our this week speaker, Mr. Malik, who is connected to Remax Gold Realty Incorporated. Tell us all about your dealing in real estate business here in Ontario.
Thank you very much, Patricia, for asking me this question. I will be speaking in English and Urdu both, hopefully.
Yeah, you're most welcome.
So I have been in real estate market for last 23 years as a broker and as an investor and as an advisor. I put myself more as an advisor than to a broker or real estate agent.
For the benefit of the
For
clients.
the benefit of the clients. I
very
always advise. Doesn't matter somebody is buying from me or not. So I always advise, and my advice has always worked, because it's not necessary that people should buy from me, but at least they should take my advice. So I have been in real estate market for 23
that's
years.
a noble deed.
Yeah.
Mr. Malik, inform our viewers what kind of properties you are mostly in, residential or the business properties, commercial business properties.
Basically, I was a residential real estate agent, sir. I started my career as a residential real estate agent, but I converted myself into commercial real estate, like selling businesses, establishing businesses, advising businesses. I have also a mortgage license, so I can I'll always advise about
your clients.
My clients about mortgage loans, about business loans, and every other thing. And I have my team of mortgage specialists.
And you are also doing internationally, not only in Canada, but you have started selling properties in Pakistan as well.
Definitely. The Remax has stepped into Pakistan recently. Yes.
So they established themselves, Remax.
Yes.
Very good.
Remax is in Pakistan right now. And I am associated with one of the Remax in Defense, Lahore.
Oh, awesome. Because you belong to the historic city of Lahore. Yeah.
So it is my privilege to sell the properties to the Canadians. Somebody wants to shift to Pakistan, or somebody wants to buy a property for his relatives, mother, sisters, brothers. So I can sell there. And we are doing very good, sir.
Very good. That's a dual thing you are offering to your clients. For two countries, you are serving them.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Go ahead.
So, Mr. Malik, how long have you been dealing in a property business? And do you have your own whole team working along with you at the brokerage firm, or is it just a one-man show?
No, this is not one-man show. Actually, I believe in a teamwork.
So explain to our viewers about your Remax Gold Incorporation.
Remax Gold is the largest Remax franchise in Brampton and Mississauga in Peel region, and we have 3 offices, sir. So I work in a team. Like, we have commercial real estate agents, we have marketers real estate agent who only market, we have mortgage brokers, and we have residential real estate agents. So real estate nowadays is a teamwork. It's no more an individual thing. Like individual, you can sell 1 house, 2 house.
But the team sells much more.
Much better. And team can advise much better.
Much better.
Like, I have a person in my team who's only sell farmhouses. So one of our team member only sells commercial, like gas stations.
He specializes in commercial.
In gas stations.
Okay.
So we have a privilege that if somebody clients come to us, so we can guide him properly, and we can share our
Definitely,
information and
definitely.
knowledge. Sir.
That is a service under one roof, what we
That's
call.
right. That's right. Sir. That's right. Sir.
So, Mr. Irfan Malik, you are aware of the fact that recently the whole world has suffered due to COVID-19
Yes. Sir.
pandemic.
Yes, sir.
And even after the pandemic was over in 2022,
Yes.
we are still, the world is suffering with various problems. For example, the gas prices have escalated very high.
Yes.
The groceries have gone very high, prices have escalated. The supply chain has broken. The businesses which were totally down, they are trying to re-establish themselves. So there is a lot of confusion still going on. And it is becoming very, very difficult due to the raise in the bank interest rate, which is nearly 5.5% currently.
More than that, sir.
More than that.
Yeah.
So it is not possible for a person to pay such high mortgages. How do you solve the problems of mortgages?
Unfortunately, for the past 2-3 years, government has no positive policies about real estate. Sir. They want to reduce the price, but by forcing a group of person to reduce the price of their houses, this is not the way that you always raise the mortgage rates. You can control the inflation by raising mortgage rates, but you are creating another problem, and that is bigger problem. Like you said, grocery prices. You said
Gas
prices are going high to even today.
Yeah.
And somebody was predicting that tomorrow it will be
1.73 or 1.75
5
tomorrow.
Tomorrow, and maybe it can go up to $2. Sir.
That is not
So,
affordable.
so I don't know what is the federal government's policies and what are the provincial
No, but
government
both
policies.
the government should work hand in hand in controlling the petroleum prices at least.
At least,
Yeah.
because gas price is the major problem. And you say competitive market. What kind of competitive market is this? That all the companies sit together at night and they decide the price in the mid of night.
Definitely.
And we will sell the price on this rate. Our government can't do anything, sir.
Actually, unfortunately, the price of petroleum or what we call gas over here changes 2 to 3 times in a day.
In a day, sir.
Which we are not used to.
Yes.
We used to have a fixed price back home.
Yeah.
And that remains.
That's
and
right.
The government fixes the price.
That's right. But here is like, that's why I'm saying, in the middle of the night, all the gas companies, they sit together and they decide in the morning, price will be 1.73. Government has no control, sir.
It's like a stock market.
The free economy. That's what we call it.
No, but what kind of free economy is this, sir?
But Mr. Malik, do you recall, or you may not recall, one of our premiers in Ontario, many years ago, this situation had arisen and he had freezed the gas prices.
It should be done, sir.
Freezed. And so many times in the press, social media, and with our MPPs, I have appealed to them to convey to our Premier of Ontario. Okay, now the time has come. The people cannot afford the gas prices. Due to gas, everything gets expensive. This is a basic necessity of life. Gases.
ASPG, since you are also connected with politics of all 3 levels, and myself also.
Mine is more provincial and federal. I am not interested in city politics.
City is like a basic thing.
Local politics.
But I am talking about both the higher level of governments. In our countries, we say that there is political parties are under the inheritance. Like if a person is a leader, nobody can speak.
Definitely.
Here is the same situation.
Same thing.
Your MP and your MPP cannot speak against the policies of their own party.
Or the ruler who is ruling the province or the federal party.
And the so-called thing is like they say that we represent our constituencies. You are not representing your constituency.
They don't have powers.
That's what I'm saying. So who will control the things? Who will control the prices of?
But they are helpless. You know, the system is such that practically the elected representatives have become rubber stamps. Sorry to say. Because my program is a very open discussion And
That's why
I'm not
I'm
afraid
speaking.
to say
Yes.
they have now practically become rubber stamps.
Mm.
You know, they cannot do anything beyond the means.
That's what I'm saying. So we are suffering. You and me are
Yeah,
suffering.
public is suffering because 2 days ago only I read in the news item that a very well-off family in Berry,
Okay.
they have got a mansion type house
Mm.
and they were paying a mortgage of $2,850.
Mm.
But with the current inflation on bank interest rates,
Mm.
the mortgage has exceeded to 6,200.
Oh my
And
God.
they have put the house on sale. They were compelled because that was the dream house. So this situation is not a healthy sign.
It will be more and more in future, sir. Like you see, another problem as ASPG is like that. When somebody buy a house, there is a competition.
Mm.
So 1.2 million house sells for maybe 1.5 million,
Mhm.
1.6 million. When the bank goes for appraisal, they appraise it for 1.1 million.
Mm.
And people are bound to get 400,000 from the private lenders.
Mhm. But then the
And you know
interest rate must be high.
what is the interest rate right now?
No,
It
tell our
is
inform us.
14%, 15% today.
So how can you pay 14 to 15%?
I'm
You cannot.
surprised.
And there are people
That's
who
why
take
the,
that
cannot.
mortgage, that kind of mortgage. People
you
are
are
ready
paying
to take.
$5,000 to the bank and you are paying $2,000 to the private lender.
Private lender.
Only interest payment.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
you'll never
God.
own it.
So it's, the
But
situation.
are they able to pay?
I have no idea.
Because
sir.
you are in the market, you should know.
I have
if the
no
people
idea,
who-
but people are depression problem is increasing, anxiety problems are
Definitely,
increasing,
mental health is a
mental
major
health
issue.
is increasing. People can't sleep, people can't eat, people can't go.
And our health system has failed drastically.
That is
Collapsed.
another problem, sir. That is
know,
another problem.
That is another big problem, but nothing is being done, and they want to privatize the private clinics and all. And only last week, the recent polls came. And you know what were the polls? Polls were very, very in favor of the Canadian people. 68% Canadians said no. We don't want to have a paid clinics and all that stuff. You know, if you play with our health policy, I doubt that they can return back to power.
I don't think so, sir.
Go ahead.
So, Mr. Malik, let's talk about the condo market and the prices in that area. So, would you say that the prices have gone up due to supply and demand, or
Uh,
Rather, it
or
has
not
gone
too
down.
many houses, or not too
In-
many new houses are being constructed?
In fact, the condo market is stabilized.
Okay.
No, the recent report of this week is it has gone down
But
by
that-
35%. The condo market of
That's why
Toronto.
I'm saying.
Okay.
The condo market is, when I use the word stabilized,
Uh-huh.
it means there is no competition.
Oh, I see.
And,
No
and under
competition.
control.
You can go and buy and you don't have any competition. You can negotiate.
And they say it was the prices which are currently quoted of 2013.
That's right. I sold a condo in downtown in good market, the same building, same type of condo. He was asking for 1.1 million.
Uh-huh.
2 months ago, I sold the same condo in the same building for 899. sir.
Wow, wow.
So,
Same
when
thing
I
happens now.
use the word stabilize,
Yeah, yeah.
the
It
young
was,
generation, young people, they should invest in condos.
condos.
Or the older generation like me, they should go back to the condos.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. There are lots of
Even for
benefits.
accessibility,
That's right.
right?
Benefits
Yeah, as
because
you get
to
older.
maintain a house and it's
It's very
it's
difficult.
very difficult
very
for us,
difficult.
especially
Yeah.
the
As you
snow
get older.
removal
And
and the
especially
grass
the-
cutting and other maintenance of the house.
And especially when the children are gone, like they have their own careers,
Yeah,
their own
definitely.
houses.
In Canada, it's a
So it's
culture.
very difficult for people like me
Hmm.
in this senior age to clean the house and honestly,
Maintenance becomes difficult.
I have a townhouse and I think it is 1600 square feet
Wow.
townhouse,
Uh-huh.
but I think it's more than enough for me.
Definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
I only need 500-600 square feet
Square
of the
feet you
condo
use, yeah,
unit.
yeah, yeah.
That's right.
Or maybe 1,000 square feet
Maybe.
will be a very, very
Yeah,
luxurious.
yeah. That's
So
it.
are you planning to move to downtown Lakeside condo?
I wish.
My wish is also there. My last wish
But
is
SPG
to go to downtown front of the lake. Every morning I pick up my newspaper, read in front of our Lake Ontario.
Wow, wow. But SPG, when I go there in downtown, I don't see any person like aged like me. They are all young people,
Youngsters.
youngsters.
But you can enjoy the condo life.
We can enjoy
Huh?
the condo life.
Because
yeah.
condo life has got its own life. Because
Yes.
when we migrated to Canada, I'm talking about nearly 24, 25 years ago,
Yeah.
we bought 2 condos.
Yes.
One was in Canif, the tallest tower. We stayed for nearly 3 years.
Okay.
And one I bought a penthouse in Webb Drive,
Okay.
which we rented.
Very good.
Because we knew as soon as you come to a new country,
Okay.
the income won't be coming immediately. So we have to create income for ourselves. So
That's
that's
it.
why we made for 3 years, and then we sold both the properties and bought the house.
Very good, sir. Very good, sir. Very good.
Go
sir.
ahead.
So, Mr. Malik, many house owners are badly feeling the rise in the bank interest rates, which are now getting out of control this week. And in the news, the family that
About
as
the
we
Berry,
spoke about,
about the Berry family I gave you, which is just a fresh case. So, what advice you will give, or what would you like to appeal to our authorities, to our government, to consider that, because these mortgages are not affordable by many.
SPG, let me clear one thing for clients also, who the listeners also, and for ourselves. The interest rate will not go down for next 2 years.
Yeah, up to 25.
25.
Yeah.
Because it's a economic circle. And you know that circle is like from 3 to 5 years.
It's a vicious circle.
Already we have suffered for 1 year. So in my opinion, people should be used to for interest rate like 6.6, 6.7.
It's too much.
It's too much.
Too much.
But when you remember when we bought the house, I got the interest rate 5.5.
Asha, you got at the 5.5.
That's right. Yeah, I'm talking about 1999.
Acha,
But the
99.
major difference is that houses at that year, at that time, were around 275,
Yeah, or
300.
250.
Now the same houses are 1.5 million. So difference is that people cannot afford 1.5
Appreciation
million.
has happened, no? The properties.
Yeah.
But do you think that the supply is low for the houses?
Supply, I don't know why the supply, what is the system here in Canada? I fail to understand. Why they are not issuing permits? Why they are not issuing like permission to the builders who want to build? And why the builders have so much monopoly?
But that is a matter with city. You have to take up with the city. Individual city issues
No, but
permits.
sometimes city and provincial government also came.
Yeah, they are involved.
Like
Province is involved also.
because when the land matters are there, because infrastructure, to provide infrastructure to cities like water supply, like gas, like roads, like this also involves the provincial government funding. So provincial and federal government should step in and provide funds to city for development. One thing more, city should go like, not like making big houses like detached houses. You make 100 detached houses, you can make 500 townhouses. You can make 10 buildings of condo apartments to solve this problem. So what the builders are doing, they are making subdivisions and they are constructing detached houses.
Yeah.
We don't need detached houses.
Because everybody cannot afford the detached houses.
Yes, we need townhouses and we need more and more
Condos and even apartments.
apartments.
Which are much little cheaper than the condos.
Right. Yes. Other thing, I see in the when we came here, there were certain areas where there were almost many buildings were rental buildings. Now nobody is making rental buildings.
Rental buildings have stopped.
I
You
don't
hardly
know.
see a rental
So
building.
how the people will live? How the newcomers where they will live?
Now, actually, the people who are investors who have bought the number of condos in a particular building, they rent.
Oh,
The condo incorporation doesn't rent.
they also rent because they are making their nurseries. When you rent a newcomer for 3 years, then you can sell him your own condo. What are you making, condo or townhouse? That's why corporations are doing. But I mean exactly multi-story, 10 stories, 15 stories, 13 stories rental buildings
Should be made
should be
for
made
the first time buyer who
for the
comes as a renter,
newcomers.
newcomers. Yeah,
They should stay there for 1 or 2 or 3
3
years,
years. Yeah,
and then they can buy.
their own house.
That's right.
Okay, we'll be taking a short break and we'll be back with you soon. Welcome back after a short break in our program Voice of Canada, which is a weekly talk show. Your host Asphandiar Wadiwalla, my charming co-host is Patricia Pollack, and our dynamic guest speaker is Irfan Malik
Thank you, sir.
Babaji. We call him with love as Babaji.
Thank you, sir.
But
I learned from you, sir.
I announce, my co-host is the author of a book also. She has written a very interesting book, Manifest the Life You Want, the Donald Trump Way. He
Wow.
did it, you can too. Patricia Pollack, the author, which is easily available all over and on Amazon and all the bookstores. And if anybody finds difficulty in finding a book, they can contact us in our show and we'll be really ready to oblige that person to buy the book.
Thank you.
Welcome. So go ahead now.
So we're at Mr. Malik. Now that it's also time to talk about your great role as in Mississauga and that you've been known to be a great community worker, what do you do for these communities specifically, and what's your role?
Patricia, honestly, I learned from people like ASP.
No, I'm a
and
quite junior to you.
many other people. Many other people. I learned. to
You're a
serve the
senior person. We
communities.
respect you as our senior, and we always listen to you.
Thank you
Babaji.
very much, sir. Thank you, sir. What I learned is that we should serve the community without any uh, cause. Cause means if I want to go to politics, that I'm not serving community. I'm
Purpose,
serving
yeah.
myself
Yourself.
without any purpose. I am connector of many communities. I go to every community.
You outreach many communities.
I go
like
to
me.
I go to church, I go to mosque, I
You
go
should
to
do Gurdwara,
synagogue,
yeah.
Gurdwara, Mandir,
That's very good.
whatever name I pray to God.
Yeah, we believe in one God.
I go to my own mosque.
Definitely.
I stay there.
Why not?
Okay. So what I learned is that this is Canada.
Yes.
We must, and I'm talking to my own community, we must learn to observe the Canadian values.
Definitely.
And what are the Canadian values?
Mm.
First Canadian value is the integration. Mix with other people.
Absolutely.
Keeping in you
Definitely,
your own
yeah.
culture.
Yes.
Nobody is forcing you to change
adopt
your
to leave your culture and adopt any other
That's right.
culture. Yeah, that's
For
true.
example, I am a Muslim. I have my own house. I have my own system of food and everything. Whenever any other person who belongs to any religion,
Any community or religion.
Christian, Jews, Hindus, Sikhs, they come to my house, they know that I am a Muslim. And they have to eat
But
what?
you're a first Canadian.
First Canadian. See? And I don't serve alcohol. The similar thing, when I go to their houses,
Yes.
they know that I don't drink alcohol. So they won't serve me.
They won't offer you the
So this is a Canadian value.
way.
So
Yeah.
it's a mutual respect.
But staying away from your neighbors
Mhm.
is a very bad thing. If, for example, your neighbor is a whatever he may be,
Whatever belief he has got.
you should be connecting with him very, very closely. Don't bring religion, don't bring color, don't bring culture, don't bring your own ethnic system in this. He is
Very
your
good.
neighbor.
Definitely.
If I am sick, my neighbor will call 911, not my brother who is living 10,000 miles away.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So I am very strong believer in multiculturalism,
neighborly
in
relations,
Canadian values, in neighborly relations, and meeting the people.
Very good. Very good. I respect your views. If everybody, if they have the same views, Canada would be more a heaven and be more peaceful than this conflicts among the ethnic groups. Irfan Malik sir, tell us, you were in some committees also you served. in our city. So which committees served and what was the role of those committees?
Basically I served in different committees, ASPG. The highest level of committee I served was Inclusion and Diversity Committee.
Very good. That's a very important
A
committee.
very important committee consisting of 20 members of different religions, different communities, different backgrounds, different colors. So we sit together, we solve the problems. Secondly, I was serving museum committees
Museum community. That is also, we have
and
got a.
many other committees, sir.
Mhm.
So, but I always preach that we should sit together. This is our city.
Hmm.
City of Mississauga is our city,
Our country.
our country. We should not only be Pakistani or Indian or Bangladeshi or whatever it may be. We should be Canadians. We should be Mississagans.
Yeah.
We should serve Mississauga, then
Collectively.
Ontario, and then Canada.
And Canada. Correct. Very correct.
This country, at least for me, this country has given me so much.
So much.
So I
Definitely.
cannot imagine while sitting in Pakistan.
Mhm.
Definitely. But people don't
This country
realize
gave me
yeah.
education, sir,
education,
to my children also. Respect, dignity.
dignity,
The most important thing is the security.
security also.
I am not secure anywhere else. I don't
as
blame.
compared to Canada.
I don't blame my own country, but Lord,
It's
but
not
you know
blame,
what?
but the culture has really and politics has spoiled that country.
Yeah, both my children are doctors here,
Mashallah.
and I'm thankful to God and Canadians especially, my fellow Canadians. They encouraged me. So I think everybody should, whoever comes to Canada, they should integrate. They should make.
That's a very important
They
thing.
should
You
talk.
repeat it for the third time. There is a problem of integration in some ethnic communities.
That's right.
I see some families, I don't want to particularly name any community, that they are here for 20 years, 15 years, but they have failed to integrate.
I feel sorry for them.
You know, and I also feel very sorry because the older generation, they come with a closed mind and they stay with a closed mind.
That's right.
But we are proud to say that the new generation which is coming up in all the communities amongst Canadians, they are different.
Yes.
They are different blood because they go to Canadian schools, they study in Canadian universities, and their outlook is very, very different. So
Yes.
in next a decade or so, we'll have a very different views
That's right.
and a fruitful communities.
Yes.
And let me also state that Canada has got no religion.
That's right.
You
It
know,
is-
so
it is
we
a
should all
secular
respect.
country.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a secular country, and we should be proud of it. Okay, what Canada has given to us, at the same time, it is our moral duty and obligation to also give back to Canada.
That's right. One thing I want to clear, since you have mentioned the secularism, some people take secularism
In a very negative way.
in a very negative way, and especially in opposed to any religion. Secularism is a way of life.
Way of life.
How you socially.
Socially, it has given a freedom of life.
That's right. And it is not against any religion. Religion gives us the way of life to live our
Yeah.
life according to the particular rules that religion has. But secularism, how we meet people, how
we
run
conduct our business,
Yes.
how we conduct and run our country.
That's right. So I don't think it should be taken as negative thing. Secular countries are more peaceful countries than the countries who are
Who
based
has
on
got
religion.
state religions.
That's right.
Definitely.
Thank you, sir.
Because it's my firm belief that in any country's ruling, as soon as the religious leaders they fall into politics, that country goes to ruination.
That's right.
Am I right?
Yes, sir.
We have seen so many countries in Asia and subcontinent. Okay, they are being run by their clergy,
That's right.
the religious people.
And look at their conditions.
So tell us your opinion after when Mississauga separates from the Peel region with the Rose City of Brampton, which is a very vibrant city. And then do you think that Caledon will survive? And how is it going to keep up? Throw some light on this?
A very, very tough question.
No, it's not
but
tough. But just
I
give
will,
out your views.
I
Okay,
will,
we are
I will
separating
give my
now.
views. Yeah.
We are divorcing from the region of Peel.
I think it's a very good it's a very good thing, at least for Mississauga.
Yeah, Mississauga can stand on its own two feet.
We pay around $1 billion to Caledon and
to
but-
the region,
to
the
the
region
region.
of Peel. Yeah.
okay. We are the major contributor. Most of our money is spent in Caledon,
Caledon,
and
yeah.
part of Brampton.
Part of only.
Okay.
Because Brampton has become self-sufficient now since last 2-3 years.
So Caledon,
Hmm.
they should open their doors. In my opinion, I have observed all this process
Mhm.
of separation from. They should open their doors for developments.
Hmm.
Just imagine that you are having big parkways, big highways, big roads, but you are not allowing anybody to make houses. So Caledon, they should open their doors for businesses to welcome other communities also, not fight with Mississauga or Brampton,
Hmm.
or create your own resources so you don't beg from Mississauga. So I think it's one of the best thing that in future Mississauga will have our own money to spend our own
Definitely
roads
for our own people and for our own betterment of our city.
and it will control the taxation also.
I hope so.
Yeah,
Because I hope after this separation, the people also get some relief.
I think so, sir.
You know, that we have to see from.
We should.
Because
sir.
we are taking a very major step by
That's it.
separating from the region, and it will take time, but the time frame has been given for the separation, and the teams are working on it
That's right.
for a peaceful solution.
Yes.
And yeah, go ahead.
So, Mr. Malik, from your bio, we read you belong to the historic city of Lahore in Pakistan.
Oh,
That has got old memories of me too.
Can you inform us about your early life and how was it in Pakistan and why you decided to migrate to Canada and which year?
yeah, very interesting question. You took me to the memories.
Memories of, but you
L-
go off every year. You go to Lahore.
Every year.
Yeah, every year.
Every
you
year.
Go.
Lahore is like everybody.
It's in your blood.
It's in everybody's blood who belongs to Lahore. Okay. So Lahore is a very welcoming city with lot of foods options.
Food and history.
With open-minded and with
Open-minded,
history.
Yeah.
You go to Lahore, Patricia,
Yes.
I bet if you go to Lahore, you eat, nobody will ask you money. They will
They
say,
are
oh,
very
you are our
hospitable.
guest.
Oh,
They are very hospitable.
Hospitable.
But you will, when you return, you will be increasing at least 50 pounds.
oh boy.
Eating siri pies and eating galim and eating everything.
They eat all heavy items.
Wow.
But you know what is Lahore has been center of history for past
History.
1500 years or
Yes,
so.
yeah. With the Mughal emperors and all.
Yeah, we have the history of like old buildings,
Old
old
Lahore.
forts, old Lahore.
Old Lahore, yeah.
And interestingly, when you go through, I was actually born in Karachi, but we belong to Lahore. Like Mississauga, Toronto, they are new cities. You don't see history here.
Right.
Mississauga is pretty new country.
Pretty new
city.
country.
New city.
Even in downtown Toronto, you don't see much history.
Right.
Old buildings are being demolished, bringing new high-rise buildings.
Yes.
Lahore is the same thing, but Lahore has preserved old buildings.
Old buildings of red bricks.
Mhm.
So when you walk around the streets of Lahore, you're lost in the history and with different names. SP Sab is also
No, I don't belong. We had a business
No, you
established in
belong-
Lahore,
Yeah.
and every month I was there in Lahore.
So the
You
places
know,
name
every
is
there.
places names are Anarkali.
Anarkali.
Anarkali is a big shopping center, but Anarkali is a historic character also. The similar things you
The Badshai Mosque.
Bache Mall, you find different names
Yes.
with history.
History
Yes.
in it.
So when you read the name of the street, you go back to the history.
History.
And this is very unique with Lahore.
And the Lahore fort, if you talk, the old memories come.
Yes.
And it is thickly populated. Can
Mhm.
you believe the old fort is populated
People are very friendly. You don't need to create friendship.
and very hospitable?
It comes naturally.
If the 5 people are sitting
Yes.
on a street corner, this is their culture. We sit on the street corners outside our houses for the maybe whole night. If 5 people are sitting and I go there, I don't know anybody, but I will sit there, and after half an hour, it seems that I belong to them for centuries.
But now with the more bigger and affluent places like Zaman Park and Model Town and all,
Yeah.
that is diminishing.
Yeah, that's right.
You know,
Many other communities are also coming. This time I was in Lahore, and I felt that Pathans and other communities they are coming,
wow, they're
capturing
settling
Lahore,
in Lahore.
Lahore, and that is destroying the historical status of Lahore, because they don't have any association with the history.
And I can feel your love and your passion.
Yes.
His
Yeah.
love and
So we
passion
are
is-
worried.
Yeah.
I am worried
I can see
that
that.
my future
and their
generations.
culture will be ruined.
Right, that's right.
Babaji, you remember the Lahore famous paya, Fajja?
Wadiwalla, Fajja,
Remember?
and Varas Nehari,
Yeah, yeah. So
and Batkadai.
I used to send our driver at 4 a.m.
Oh my God.
4 a.m. the drivers to go with a donga.
Hmm.
Otherwise, to by 5, 6, 6:30,
Everything
he
is.
closes and he goes. That's a breakfast item in Lahore. And we used to get up those days about 9 or 10 o'clock in
Yes.
Lahore. But the driver is to bring that breakfast item.
That's right, sir.
You know,
That's right.
is Fajja still available?
Yes, sir.
He's there. His
Is
children
there.
must
Everything
be there.
is there, sir.
Acha, he's there. He's very
Yeah.
much there.
But you know, when you and we were there, population was little bit.
It's
Now
less,
Lahore
much
is
less. Yeah, Lahore is a big city, metropolitan now.
Yeah. Model Town was on the corner of Lahore at a time. You remember
That time, yeah.
When we used to go to Model Town, it was like we are going to some village. Now the Model Town is the
It's a
middle
more
of the city.
affluent place now. Model Town is
Yeah.
quite an affluent place of rich people also. And Zaman Park has become more popular with our last Prime Minister
That's
who
right.
resides there. But anyhow, Lahore is Lahore.
Yes.
You know. Acha, now
ਜਿਹਨੇ
coming
ਲਾਹੌਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਵੇਖਿਆ ਉਹ ਜੰਮਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ
Jamyani. Again, we'll come back to Canada. As Mr. Malik, you are aware of the fact that we have got 4 tiers of our government, which governs the country.
Okay, sir.
We start from a lower tier, the city, which is a non-political entity. Then there is a province,
Yes,
which is
sir.
a political entity. Then the House of Commons, which is federal MPs, that is also elected. But the last Royal Senate is again not elected people. That is with the will of one signature of the Prime Minister. A person gets a lotto 647 for 9 years. That was also reduced. Otherwise, earlier they used to be for 18 years.
18 years, sir.
Now it's 9 years,
Hmm.
and it's a pure lotto.
But
What is it? They should be democratic.
I think the traditions are more important than the written constitutions, in my opinion.
Mm.
If you see our monarch, King Charles or Queen Elizabeth,
Definitely,
or-
His Majesty the
Yeah.
King Charles. Yeah.
so royalty is more historic than the constitution.
But they would not oppose if we can make a program of making it a democratic. In many countries,
Yeah.
it's a democratic Senate.
in my opinion, is that every prime minister appoints 3 or 4 senators.
Mm.
Okay, so and he goes like government is finished, but senators stay.
They remain.
So in my opinion, this is a healthy tradition, and people stay there, even their party is gone. So kind of.
But they are not elected on a party basis. Only if they are loyal to that party, that Prime Minister appoints.
That's right.
But even our last former Prime Minister, very successful for over a decade, he
Okay.
formed a democratic Minister for Democratic Reforms of Senate.
Okay.
But nothing happened.
Nothing happened, and I don't know. Election should be held like in many countries. Every province they elect 1 or 2 senators for the main Senate.
And in a year's time, you must be aware our 2 very well-known senators, one from Pakistan and one from Singapore.
Yeah.
Their term is getting to get over.
So they.
And both belong to our Mississauga.
That's right. So I think we should find new senators.
Definitely.
Maybe.
Real hardworking new senators, and it should be given to a person who has done some good to Canada
That's
and to
right.
the people of Canada.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
So, Mr. Malik, as you're fully aware that Canada is the largest multicultural country in the world, over 192 nationalities, and 40 faiths are based over here, and still the grace of Allah. All are staying in peace and harmony, but still, sometimes ugly things do happen against your faith, Muslims. But have you ever tried to find out the root cause of why,
Why?
especially Muslims, are attacked by other faiths, and how to minimize?
Can you tell us the
these
root
ugly
cause? Okay,
things
what
to
happens?
reduce?
What are the conflicts that other faiths and religion people they want to attack, especially the Muslims?
It is not Muslims, but many other communities face all these things, like Jewish community.
Jewish is there, yeah.
Okay.
Muslims and Jewish.
Muslim
we
and
consider
Jewish,
two communities
okay.
are rather prosecuted here.
SPG, in my opinion,
What is the conflict?
inclusion, diversity, and integration.
Mm.
I will again go to that point. Both the Muslim and Jewish community, they are just they are in their own circles only. Like, we only make mosques. We don't consider like other people facilities or other people comfort or other people think this
No,
is
you all are
this is
taking
my
part
opinion.
in hospitals and many things
We-
nowadays.
Yes. So I think Muslim community, why Muslim community is faced with that,
Targeted, yeah.
targeted because of these things that we are making our own things better, but we are not indulging ourselves into other communities, or we don't let other communities come to us. In mosque, we should invite more and more non-Muslims who should come there. So that's one of the reason is that people, this always there is an impression, maybe right or wrong, that Muslim community is only on religious basis and they are making mosque of their own and they confine themselves mosque. They don't interfere, they don't participate in Christmas things, they don't participate in any other communities religious
culturally, yeah.
days. So I think one of the reasons is that.
That reason.
Secondly,
it makes sense.
Secondly,
But you believe in opening that up, though, right?
Yes,
Yes. Okay.
very strongly.
Yeah.
It
As
should
in
be
more
open.
inclusive.
Mosque should be
More
for
inclusive
that,
everybody.
so that people
in
can
Canada.
learn
Yeah.
exactly
And
what.
and thank God that many mosques have started considering this fact.
Yes.
Now they are having multi-faith conferences,
meetings and all that
dinners,
stuff.
and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Which
Thank
is
God.
moving in the right
And
direction.
moving in the
right?
right direction in a real Canadian spirit.
But still, lot of work has to be done.
Sure.
Lot of work.
Because lots of sad incidents have taken place.
That's right.
Like
sir.
last was the most drastic in London.
That's
The whole family was killed.
killed.
Without any, and the person who did this has got no relation to the people he killed.
Second thing is that one of the other reasons is that you should not try to convert Canada into your own thoughts.
No.
If I say Canada should be a Muslim country, why?
Right.
Why? That nobody
I
has
am
got
here
a
in
right
Canada.
to say it should be a Muslim
I
country.
accepted Canada as a secular country
Yes.
for my future generation.
Yes.
So I should be within the
We
constitution.
must respect the law first.
If I want to make the Canada as Islamic state better, I should go back and make Pakistan Islamic state
Say
first.
in a real way, yeah, and not Canada.
Honestly.
And not force your
And if
mind
you were
on
going to
yeah.
do that, you wouldn't have left in the
And
first
honestly,
place, right?
all these incidents which are happening to SPG, this is one of this political reason.
Political radicalization.
So we say everything we should convert into an Islamic state.
Islamic state.
We will impose our own thoughts.
Yes.
We will impose our own religion.
We'll bring Sharia into Canada.
Sharia into a very, very dangerous thing.
Very dangerous.
This is a very dangerous thought. Of course, I can act upon Sharia at my home. I can act on my religion at my home.
And in your culture.
But I cannot go to my neighbor and ask him to
Ask-
convert to Sharia.
Sharia. You can't do that.
We
here.
cannot do
You have
that.
to respect everybody's views and their beliefs.
That's right. sir.
Yes.
So, Babaji, twice my production is giving me a signal that we would have talked for over 2 hours with you. Because so many things are there unleft. But God willing, again next year, I promise you we'll call you back in our show.
Inshallah.
Give you a trouble to come back and we can continue Irfan Malik Babaji part 2.
Thank you,
But
sir.
any final thoughts, Mr. Malik?
And then just give us the final thoughts from you and advice to the community, advice to Canadians rather than community. Because you are a Canadian.
My advice to the community through Patricia and ASPG is
from
that
Voice of Canada
from
platform.
Voice of the Canada also, that make your life comfortable and make others' life comfortable too. By adjusting everybody into your thoughts, by adjusting everybody into your
Words
words
and
so
actions.
and actions, and don't say anything which is harmful to any other community, whether it's social, it's religious, it's cultural, it's psychological, whatever it may be.
Yeah, just send love.
Be a Canadian.
Be a
Yeah.
Canadian
That's it.
and make Canada and remain Canada as Canada only.
Yes.
Don't try to change the Canada, whereas all Canadians are fully covered under our Charter of Law
Thank
demands.
you. Yes, sir.
You know, we are
Yes,
fully
sir.
covered. We
Yeah.
have been given a guarantee constitutionally for everything. So then why there should be any grievances? There is no
Nothing.
need.
No need.
Let's live in peace, harmony, like Canadians.
Yes, sir.
You know, with that note, we will be signing off soon with the interview with Mr. Irfan Malik, your host, Asphandiar Wadiwalla. My charming co-host is Patricia Pollack, who is the author of the book also. We would like to thank our guest who came all the way. He is a busy person, but he took out time for us to come and express his views. Keep doing the good work for the
Thank you, sir.
community,
Thank you, sir.
because we need you. Person like you, we definitely need you over here, who brings peace to everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Because I've seen you never get into fight. If there is any arguments also, he's the first person to create peace. You know.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
So stay blessed. God may bless you with a long
Thank
life.
you very much for calling
And
me
with
here.
that note, we'll be ending our show of this week, Voice of Canada. See you next week with a new guest, and our new show will be on. But don't forget, seeing our Voice of Canada every Saturday at 8 p.m. With that note, good night, goodbye. God bless Canada. God save His Majesty King Charles III.
Thank you, sir.
Adios.